after talking about the topic from yesterday and the idea of like throwaway people and the consequences of our actions and how they impact other people, and it's a bit heavy, and with that it can cause or ignite some feelings of shame and guilt for things that we've done. And these emotions, just like all the other emotions we've kind of talked about, sometimes get a very bad rap, that feeling guilt and shame, and in the future we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I think one of the key things that helps turn those emotions into something productive and into something helpful is this idea of hope. When we have hope that we can change, that we can grow, that the world can grow and change, it breeds a sense of initiative and determination. When we dedicate ourselves to some hopeful cause, or to something good, and we hope, stretch ourselves to look for the possibilities, it helps us feel more free. It gives us direction, in the face of all this negativity and all the harsh things and the judgments and what people say and do and all that stuff. That we can have hope that things can get better and that things will work out. I am a true believer that things can and will work out for our benefit and for the good. I want you to practice this idea of hope, and not just like, well, I hope so, but actually hoping as a verb. I'm going to reach and stretch for hope. I'm going to look for this and believe and choose to believe that it is possible. This idea of hope also helps trigger and ignite in us more recovery work that we can change. Because I am also a firm believer that full recovery, being recovered from an addiction, having a healed brain and body and soul, 100% possible. And if we believe that and reach for that and strive for that, we're going to get much farther in life outside of the addiction. If we have hopes and beliefs that things are possible, and we put that into the world of this is what I'm going to do and this is how I'm going to behave, as if it is real, as if it is true, we're going to get so much farther than if we just give up. I'm reminded of a study done with some rats. Interesting that scientists sometimes study rats to understand human behavior. I guess we're so much like rats. But anyways, these scientists, just, and some of these studies are just so mean. But they got these rats. They put them in this jar so that they can't get out. It's got water up to a certain level, and the rats they can't escape. They just have to swim in this water. And they're like, we're gonna see how long this rat can last in this jar before we have to save it, before we have to pull it out. And the first time, and I might not be 100% accurate on the numbers, but the first time is like 2-3 hours. The rat swam and kind of tried to kind of sit there in the water and keep its head afloat for 2 to 3 hours before it just started to sink. And then the scientists pulled it out, put it aside, and it's like, okay, let it relax, let it kind of regain its energy, let it kind of settle down, dry off, all the things. And then they put the rats back in. And the second time, and the mentality, or the reason that kind of from what they see, the reason thing is like, these rats now had hope that if they held out long enough, they'd get pulled out. But these rats, after getting put in the second time, lasted another 60 hours. They were able to push themselves beyond these humane limits to this degree of handling it. Going back into willpower, we have more willpower than we can imagine. We have more of an ability to choose than we think we do. And with hope, and we fight for that hope, we stretch for that hope, we'll be able to do amazing things. Today, write about what you hope for, what you're striving to believe. Do you believe in recovery? Do you believe in healing? Do you believe that things can be fixed in this world? This problem can end? I do.